So here we are in the garage at the the setup for testing IDE optical drives, which is what I was doing last night, and I figured, holy crap, that post on Bluesky did numbers, so I figured I'd let you guys have a look at the thing in action here. So I have this compact Presario, also it's very windy, so I'm sorry about background noise. But this good old compact Presario, I've got plans for it, but for right now it's serving as my test bench because I can get the IDE cable out here onto the desk, as well as I can extend out the Molex just a little bit to get it to just sit flat on the table. I've got two discs here, and I'm actually coming out here to do some retesting because I figured for the DVD drives, I should probably have a CD and a DVD to test out both functions to make sure they work. So we're going to just run this through a test of one of the optical drives I actually previously cleared last night because I didn't test the DVD functionality. So here I have this good old Pioneer drive. Yeah, that is a Pioneer Corporation. And I had this on the broken bench for some reason, but it worked just fine. So I'm starting to suspect maybe it was the DVD functionality, but we will see. So we'll plug it in just like so. If I can find it. Now, to throw a bone to all you Enya fans out there, and I do like Enya, don't worry, I'm not dissing her or anything. I do have a copy of Watermark that I usually use for testing because, unfortunately, this copy was chewed up by an iBook that I was testing. I got a little too confident, so this is now my audio test disc because if it gets chewed up, it's not going to get more chewed up than it already is, so yeah. Let's go ahead and turn on the system now that we have the optical drive plugged in. And thankfully, since I'm running Windows 2000, it does already support USB peripherals for input. So I don't have to dig out a PS2 keyboard and mouse. So let's go ahead and go up here to the angle, almost the angle you guys were seeing on the Bluesky post. Turn on the audio. And we'll raise that just a little bit. Turn on the TV. I really would like to get a better video setup out here. Maybe, I don't know. I do have a scaler coming at some point in the near future, so maybe I could put that out here for the TV. But let's go ahead and turn it on. Alright, we're unplugged because, yeah, I unplug everything because I don't think this machine has any. But I learned that lesson the hard way from having a Quadra 700 that I never unplugged, and one day the reefa caps went, and I came back home from going out for food to a smoke show in my room because the power supply had blown up. So here we have the compact logo. I'll kill the lights so you guys can see this a little bit better. It's been unplugged for a minute, so it's going to do a full RAM count. And that pulsating you see is my TV trying to, I think, dynamically adjust backlight. So, yeah, that's quite fun. Now we wait for the RAM count. I hope I had 256 in here, but it looks like I have 512. I don't know why it's doing a RAM. Maybe it's because it was removed from power. That's probably why. And I haven't removed the or put in a new battery, which I probably should at some point. It's got to be 512. Yep, there we go. Yeah, it's mad because thankfully it automatically sets the disk, so I don't have to worry about that. And in a minute here, we should just start booting Windows 2000. Yay, there we go. Windows 2000 was a fun OS. I got into it a bit late during XP's era, actually, because I was too broke for XP. So my school's IT guy was like, hey, you want to copy Windows 2000? I'll let you use the school copy. And that was my intro to Windows 2000. So, turn the lights back on. And we will once again do this. I will load the ATI driver disk in, and we will see what it does. I'm fully expecting this to just work because I've done it last night. But I also had this optical drive on the broken pile, so it could just decide now to die on me. But it should start an auto run, and it should prompt me to install drivers. Yep, there it goes. So, I don't need to do this. Now, I already know that we've done the second part of this, which is to copy the entire CD over to the hard drive. So I know that this is probably good. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You guys a little more centered here. So now, I'm going to do something that probably Windows 2000 is going to be like, what the hell are you doing? I have a Windows 7 install disk, Dell branded, but if it reads this, I will be happy. And what I do also kind of like about this setup, interestingly enough, is that the Magic Mouse I'm using for this actually does do right-click on Windows machines. I did not expect that to happen. I fully expected it to be very Mac dependent, but no, turns out it actually just works on Windows too. Yeah, I know. Okay, so it does read the disk. I'm going to open it so we don't autoplay. And let's copy something from the disk. I will copy boot. Maybe the setup and all the EFI stuff. Actually, that's so small, it doesn't even matter. Copy a language pack. But as we can see, it is passing the test. I can copy data from the CD, so this drive is, in fact, good. Now, normally I would also decide to test the audio CD functionality, because why not? But unfortunately, in the case of this system, somebody made off with the audio cable that goes to the sound card on the motherboard, and I have no idea where that went, so it doesn't play audio CDs natively. I have to get like a more modern copy of Windows Media Player, so unfortunate, but does it matter? Not really. So we can say that this passes the confidence test, and I am okay putting it into service. So hey, let's do one more, right? Let's shut this down, and you'll get a treat that I had to go in and manually enable. I never knew until recently that Windows 2000 actually had a shutdown sound, because it is turned off by default, if I remember correctly. But it's there, and it's awesome. So let's come back down here to our optical drive. And we will gently remove it from its spot. I hate Molex connectors so much. I also just realized that I forgot to remove the DVD, but we can take care of that by just plugging this back in. Turning this on for a split second. There we go, we are done. So now, let's get on another drive. That one stays in the working pile. One that I'm a little more questionable about. This one. It's an Apple unit. And it worked, even though I could swear it didn't, but I'm starting to wonder if it's down to like the IDE controllers or something like that being weird. Alright, we are in. And we'll let this reboot once again. And we're already starting Windows. Good, good. So I'm going to skip the CD portion of this one, and we're just going to run straight to DVD. The eject is a little bit odd on these, but unfortunately I opened it up and did not find a belt in there. It seems to be like all gears all the way down, which is good. But it means the kind of lackluster eject is a little bit, yeah, can't really do much about it. So we're booting back into 2000. I'm using a disc-on module, so it's fairly fast in comparison to a spinner. So let's go ahead and see if it managed to read that disc, and it did. So let's open. I'll just grab the whole language packs folder and we'll see if it decides to do the thing. So this drive is probably not going to be super fast. I'm not going to let this like run forever at this point. But if it works enough, I'll go ahead and say, yeah, we're good. I want to say this drive came out of my blue and white G3, my old blue and white G3. So, yeah, we'll let it run. And I mean, it looks like it's going to work. It's just not encountering any issues. I don't hear any weird noises. And if I do encounter a bad drive that has trouble reading, usually my first thing to do is to go open it up, check around if there's foam in there, because some drives had foam, I guess, for noise dampening. And over time, that foam will dry out and just turn to dust and get everywhere. And I've been able to clean up drives, and cleaning up the drives usually gets them back in fighting trim. But past that, if the drive won't work after giving the laser a good clean with like a Q-tip and some 90% alcohol, I usually just say the drive is probably not going to work, because you could adjust the lasers, but if my experience with messing about with PS2s is a indication of what to expect here, the laser being adjusted is usually just to buy you some time. I could be wrong on this though, but it just seemed like it was a waste of time on PlayStation 2s, because the laser would just fail again soon thereafter. So I'm going to say this works. We're not going to let this complete the full copy because it's going to take forever. But I'm confident that this in fact works. Yeah, it's copying all the EFI stuff. It does work. Sweet. So we have a working, kind of sus looking optical drive. By sus I mean kind of old. And please just let me delete things. So yeah, that's cool. Eject sounds crunchy, but hey, if it works, it works. So yeah, that's how I'm testing optical drives in here. One more time for everybody. I love that shutdown sound. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this look into what I was doing last night. So Until next time, I'll see you later.